Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour à tous, I'm your host, Alistair. Okay, I'm going to read something to you from CNBC. More than 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck as of September of 2023, according to a Lending Club report. Even people in higher income brackets are affected. More than half of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. But there's a little bit more that I want to read. This is from Forbes. Now it's a little bit longer, so bear with me. And it's important. Data from their survey revealed that 41% of respondents' income cover their expenses with nothing left over, meaning they're living paycheck to paycheck. They went on further and they asked them the following questions. Why? Why and what are the factors that's making you live paycheck to paycheck? And they responded, and this is what they said. 49.43% said high monthly bills. In other words, rent, mortgage, insurance, utilities, etc. 46% said lack of budgeting and financial planning. At least they are honest. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people lie about them budgeting. A lot of people just don't budget and they lie about it. Quite frankly, I don't understand. You're hurting nobody else but yourself. 43% of them said low income. So they said they live paycheck to paycheck because they don't make enough money. 35% said unexpected emergencies. Fair enough. 31% said increase in the cost of living. 27%, that's roughly more than half, say societal pressures. That's ridiculous. 6% said medical expenses. 6% said financially supporting family members. Again, remittance, bad idea. And 5.81% said debt. Let's look at governmental website and let's see a little bit what the government says. So according to the government, U.S. consumer debt climbs to $17.3 trillion. But there's something here that's very important. Credit card debt rose above mortgages, above auto loan, above home equity line of credit. It is right up there with student loans. That's just in 2024. Bunkers. So if we take this data and we compare and contrast a little bit with the empirical data from the other websites, then we can somewhat conclude that yes, most Americans do live above their means. So I'm going to share with you in this video the strategy that we use as a household to definitely stay below our means, to definitely live below our means. I'm sorry. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. Let's get started. My spouse and I's main strategy is we plan and budget, mainly, especially for the operating expenses, around a single income. So how do we determine which income to go about? At first, we chose which one of us made the most money. But now, it's not as super crucial, so we just happen to settle around my spouse's income. Because my income is volatile, so to speak, because I am a business owner. I'm not hired by anybody. As a self-employed person, your income tends to fluctuate a lot, right? So for the purpose of stability, when it comes to operating costs, we chose my spouse income to work our life around. A second most important strategy is our budgeting system. Most people don't budget. If they did, the data wouldn't show what they're showing. Most people do not budget. So if you have a remote sense of a budgeting system, you are already above 90% of people. Above 80% of people. Now, here's how you refine that. if you are in a household, any purchases above $1,000, consult with your spouse because you need to determine if it is a need or a want. Is it a necessity? Consult with your spouse. Have a conversation. It's your spouse. Don't you like to talk to them? Don't you have conversations? Hello, baby. By the way, I want to buy this PlayStation for $1,000. What do you mean $1,000? Yeah, can we afford it? I don't know. Maybe not today. How about we put $10 a month aside until it gets to $1,000 and then we can buy it. Right? You have to communicate with your spouse. You have to set a number. At what number do we have to come together for a spousal or a family financial meeting? Because a lot of our purchases are emotional purchases. Oh my God, I had a very long day. I want some retail therapy. Oh my God, I got a promotion. I have to go and buy drinks to the entire bar. Emotional purchases is very, very common, especially when we are in a society. American society is a consumer society. Everywhere you look, there's a commercial, there's a marketing strategy. And let me tell you, you are not smarter than the marketing scientists who it is their life duty to hijack your self-control of your brain and make you to buy. I'm sorry to break it to you, you're not that smart. Now, if you happen to be a single person, here's how you approach this second point. Hopefully, with your budgeting structure, you've made a distinguishment between operating cost and the other. Operating cost is what? Stuff like your rent, utilities, internet connection, internet now is becoming operating cost. Your car payment, your gas, everything that allows you to operate, you've made a distinguishment. And then you wait. You wait how long? You wait about a week. If the item you want to buy does not directly affect the functionality of you being or how you move about to either increase your income or affects the strings connected to anything attached to your operating expenses, then it's not a need. So think again if you really should buy it or not. So, of course, we are human and humans make mistakes and humans have tendency to not be as consistent as they should be. So for a third strategy is a fail-safe proof mechanism to make sure we don't overspend. I'll explain. All of our operating costs are already made or set up into automatic payments. So we know every month whatever is operating cost is going to get paid. We have a monthly allowance. And our monthly allowance, I'll share, mine is $400 a month. My spouse is $500. So what does that mean? When I use my card, when I go and buy something, I know that I have $400 to spend and that's it. Because if I'm going to spend something, it's most likely going to be in a want category because everything else that I need is automated. Payment automated. So what I want is already from that card. So when I swipe the card, when I want to go buy new shoes or I want to go buy sports gear or I want to go have drinks with my friends, I keep the receipt and I add it up. That prevents us from overspending. And there are times where I spent $415. When you come home, you tally up your receipt. Oh my God, I spent more. That gets deducted from my budget allowance of the following month. You have to be super strict because let me tell you something. What do you really need? What do you really need outside of what your operating costs and functional costs are? Nothing. How often do you buy new clothes? How often do you buy new shoes? You buy them every month? Are you serious? How often do you eat out? No, go to the grocery store, make you food, invite friends over. Hey buddies, let's go eat dinner al fresco. Yeah, I'll cook. Bring your own meal. Let's go outside and eat. Yeah. You eat all the time? Really? Or if you eat all the time, you just don't think about the receipt? No, keep the receipt. Do you want a receipt, Mr. Ezekiel? Yes, give me a receipt. And then you come home, you tally down 30 seconds. Yeah, that's a fail-proof mechanism that we put in place so that we have the freedom and the feeling of like, you know what, I want to buy new shoes. Maybe I go and buy new shoes, but I know that if the shoe costs $200, I can afford it. It's within my want budget, of course. But then the rest of the month, I have to juggle. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And if you're a single person, use the same strategy. Give yourself an allowance, a maximum amount of dollars that you could spend within the month. Nothing more. Nothing more. You know, a lot of times people forget one important person. That's your future self. You don't see that person, you don't hear that person, you don't talk to that person. So it's easy to ignore the person. But I tell you, making money is up to a certain point. Your income generating years has an end date. Nothing lasts forever. You have a limited amount of time, resources, and energy to secure funds, resources for your future self. That's what investing is, pretty much. That's the dumb version of investing. So if you follow this strategy that I just gave you, that planning around a single income, that might mean, downgrade. Your house is too big. Your car is too nice. Downgrade. You can't afford it. Downgrade. I don't want to downgrade, Alistair. I don't want to downgrade, Alistair. I don't know what to tell you. It's your life, not mine. It's just a suggestion. You don't want to downgrade? Okay, then don't downgrade. That's fine. But if you do use that strategy, you have a whole separate income to play with. Now listen, this is not the time. That's not the income to go on vacation with. It's the income to invest into your future self. Put it in the market. Most likely, it might be at the very least $30,000 a year. That's plenty of money to put into the market to get some nice chunkable return. And then depending on the level of comfort that you want between you and your spouse, then you both focus on increasing your income. You work, your team, encourage yourself. Come on, baby. This year, we are going to get 5,000 more. Okay, darling, let's do it. All right. Good job, baby. You made more money this year. I did. All right. Cheer yourself up. Because if your spouse falls, you fall too. It's a household. Support each other. Have fun supporting each other. Communicate. That's what a spouse is. To talk and have some happy time. Happy time. Talk, communicate. Make yourself grow. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Of course, like, subscribe if you enjoyed all of this. It really helps the channel a ton. And I will see you next time. I'm your host. Of course, I'm your host, Alistair.